Streaming. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am Liam Kenny, and this is the Hurricane HQ partnered up for you. If I can get out of my screen, excuse me for that. So this broadcast will feature the latest information on Winter Storm Xylia, a very bad storm that will be bringing several feet of snow to the northwestern Rockies. All right, so this is going to be the setup as you go into the late weekend and eventually into the weekend, as I just said. There's the jet stream pattern. So where you see that sharp jet plunge, that is where our low pressure is going. Our area of low pressure, excuse me, is going to be formed. A huge dip in the jet stream pattern with a lot of warm air coming out of the Gulf of Mexico. There's another picture. You all can see once again that area of low pressure forming. By the time it gets this weekend, it will basically be stationary over the border of Colorado and Wyoming. Very cold air coming down from northern Canada, and a lot of moisture bringing in the severe threat from the Gulf of Mexico. Here's another picture showing you where the severe threat is going to be from this afternoon going all the way into Sunday to places like northern Texas, the whole entire state of Oklahoma, southern Kansas, southern Missouri, northern Louisiana, and then also going into Arkansas. So now I'm going to switch it over to Mr. Alex, and he's going to explain to you all what the radar is currently showing.
So here's the current radar from 9:15 a.m. MST. And as you can see, we have some scattered snow showers here, extending mostly from Las Vegas all the way up to, looks like, well, all the way to, I would say, Denver, because there's very scattered showers going all the way over there. And then, we also have those heavy rain in the eastern part of the map, which is those severe thunderstorms to be forming later today.
All right, so now let's talk about the alerts.
Okay, so we currently have winter storm warnings extending all the way up from near Casper, all the way down over to just through Denver, and near Grand Junction area is where those warnings extend from. Those advisories extend very far south, and those winter storm watches extend to all the way to the eastern of this winter storm warning.
And that winter storm watch includes places like Casper, Wyoming, Rapid City, South Dakota, and Scottsbluff, Nebraska. So I'm gonna talk about the timing real fast. Let's talk about five locations, including Cheyenne, Fort Collins, Denver, Colorado Springs, and Rapid City. So let's start off in Cheyenne. Throughout this afternoon, we're going to see our temperatures remaining in the low 30s. We'll start to see that we'll start to see that snow pick up as you get into the afternoon hours, maybe around dinner time. With the temperatures we're still remaining in the 30s, and then we'll be dropping down into the high 20s as you go into the late night hours, possibly even into midnight, and then gradually into the early morning hours of tomorrow. Now, Fort Collins will be starting out with rain in the high 30s, gradually working your way into the low to mid 30s as you go into the afternoon, into the midnight hours with snow showers. Denver, Colorado will start off with mostly cloudy skies, topping out in the high 30s, working your way into the low 30s as you get into the early morning hours of tomorrow with very heavy snow. Denver, Colorado. Did I just say you? Yeah, Colorado Springs. Here we go. Starting off in the high 30s with a mix of sunshine and clouds. Now starting to get into some of that snow as you go into 10 p.m. and then still staying with that snow, still staying in the low 30s as you go all the way into the early morning hours of tomorrow to start off the weekend. Then Rapid City, we are gorgeous throughout the rest of this afternoon, and then we will be gorgeous basically throughout the whole entire night. The temperatures will be dropping considerably, going from 45 this afternoon all the way down to 27 degrees as you go into tomorrow morning. Here's the severe threat starting off, going from tonight all the way into tomorrow morning. A very decent shot for places like Amarillo, Texas, extreme western Oklahoma, and Lubbock, Texas. And then as you go into Saturday, here's the forecast. Very heavy snow for places like Salt Lake City, Utah, Flagstaff, Arizona, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Durango, Colorado, Denver, Colorado. And then as you go into some of that mixing, that will be in Pueblo. And then as you go to the east, that will be in places like Kansas City, Amarillo, Texas, Oklahoma City, and Goodland, Kansas. So now I'm going to switch it back over to you, and you're going to talk about the forecast for Saturday and Saturday night for the severe side.
Yeah, so we actually have a possible risk for severe weather extending from about San Angelo, Texas, all the way up to northern Oklahoma and southern Nebraska. And we could be seeing just some general thunderstorms, not too severe, around that area.
And as far as tornadoes are concerned, I would probably give this maybe a 2 out of 3, which means that you have about a 20% chance or a 20 to 30% chance of seeing a tornado within a 50-mile